Hey besties, OMG, hey, did you guys like the new intro? Hope you like the new intro. Now, even though I did post the intro and the outro in a whole separate video before this one, you guys can totally go check that video out, just like if you want to see the outro, if you're too lazy to watch to the end of this video, which I get, I don't know, but if you want to watch the whole video, the outro is gonna be at the end. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, this video is I'm all sniffly. Not sick, just a cold. It's cold here. Winter's very cold. God, my rambles, this intro's already so long. Okay, anyway, this is my K-pop pet peeves. I got a few of them. I might get a little aggressive in this video, just very strong opinions. Yeah. Without further ado, we will get on with the video. Let's go. We've all been there. We've all stand a group, a newly debuted group, because they have a concept that's unique or because it's a concept that we really enjoy, only for them to pull a 180 the next comeback or two. NCT Dream, I am looking directly at you. I believe that the only reason that they took away NCT Dream's like cute teen concept was because they wanted NCT as a whole to have this cohesive concept so they could do the collab music, which I think is wasted potential, even if they did have bowl cuts. To put it in perspective for you guys, the big three companies are worth between $500 million to $1.5 billion, and they can't hire someone or take the time to make a good thumbnail or to take a good thumbnail for their music videos. And it's not like some randomly generated YouTube thumbnail because it has their logos on it. So they are purposely choosing a shitty photo, and it's always them in motion or them mid-lyric. Like, please, if us K-pop YouTubers can rummage through an MV for visual shots for our thumbnails for like 20 minutes, so can these multi-million-dollar companies, especially since they're the ones fucking shooting it. God, it's so annoying when K-pop companies try to sell a generic girl crush concept or something concept is a badass empowerment vaporwave city pop concept when it's literally just them in those black and white harness outfits. Actual examples of unique concepts are Dreamcatcher's horror concept, Red Velvet's Zimzalabim, and Suhyun's alien concept. Now, don't get me wrong, the generic girl crush concept songs are bad, so I wish companies would stop trying to force this quote-unquote unique concept to the public, because some of us can see through the facade and it makes us just a little less interested in what they're trying to put out to us. I just don't like it when everyone is putting the exact same outfit on stage. It just almost feels lazy. I don't know. And I know the stylists aren't being lazy. It is just a style choice, but it almost inherently comes off that way. And I just wish sometimes the stylists went a little further and would put them in shorts and skirts, like some in shorts, some in skirts, some in pants, you know? Or like maybe different colors of the exact same outfits. Kind of like the Momoland Boom Boom stages, or at least some of them. But on the flip side, there's stages where the outfits don't go together whatsoever, and it looks like different comebacks on stage. Like, sometimes the colors don't really go together, and it just looks really off. And sometimes, you know, one member will look extremely out of place because everyone else is wearing warm colors where they're wearing blue. And it just really doesn't fit. And I know some people would say, oh, it's a style choice. But on stage, it just doesn't look right. And it just doesn't look, I don't want to say professional. It just doesn't look right. Doesn't it suck to know that no matter what a 4-member group does, they can never get an even formation without blocking someone? It's either block someone, have an uneven formation, or they have backup dancers. And they normally have backup dancers anyway, because how the fuck do you expect to fill up a whole stage with 4 people? No matter how much they radiate or how powerful they look, the stage will always look empty with 4 people. Now, groups like Red Velvet, BTS, Twice, ITZY, and so many others know what the fuck is up, or at least their companies know what the fuck is up. Their formations always look so nice because they can have someone in the center without blocking anyone. Twice has 9, Red Velvet has 5, ITZY has 5 and BTS has 7. And it may sound odd to have 9, not 10, or not 10 or 8 on paper, but in practice, it is so smart. It is so smart. Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, K-pop companies, but 13 is too fucking young to debut an idol. Like, are you serious? They've barely hit puberty, and you want them to dance in a sexy manner on stage? Like, what the fuck? And I hate people justifying it. Like, well, every other member is over 18. They have to fit in, because that's the concept that they're doing. Like, okay, then don't debut a child with a bunch of adults. Companies act like age doesn't matter if you just make them look older. They act like the internet doesn't exist and we can't just find their birthday and age. Yejin of Luna, I think I'm pronouncing her name wrong, I'm really sorry, don't flame me, is a good example of what to do with young idols. If K-pop companies are still going to debut 13 and 14-year-olds, they might as well follow BBC's lead. Yejin, again, I think I'm still pronouncing her name wrong, debuted at 14 with a song about consent, and they gave her age-appropriate clothes and dance. It was a pretty good message. I just feel gross watching a 13-year-old dancing sexually on stage. I think companies give their groups subunits for one main reason. There's a member that can't participate in the group's comeback if they were to have one. Examples, Wendy of Red Velvet when she was out for a year due to her injury, and Anu of Astro, who is acting in many dramas. Wendy's is a past thing and Anu's is a pretty current thing, but you get it. They both can't/couldn't participate, so their companies gave their group subunits. Red Velvet got Irene and Solgi as a subunit, while Astro got Sana and Moonbin as a subunit. It's like a little appetizer for fans who are waiting for their groups to return, and it's dumb because now the company has this subunit that they probably won't give a comeback to for another 2 or 3 years. I'm looking at you, Luna, except Luna is more like 4 years, which is so much worse. And I know Luna's subunits were a debut tactic and weren't due to a member not being able to participate, but it still doesn't change the fact that they've neglected them. Also, not just subunits, but solos. For example, Blackpink's Jennie, girl had a solo in 2018 and just dropped off the face of the earth. Why did YG do that? I mean, she did drop off the face of the earth. She's in Blackpink, but you get it. It was so random. Now, don't get me wrong, all these subunits music slapped, and they weren't half-assed, which is the worst part. You get so excited about their music, and you're like, wow, this subunit is so good, their chemistry is amazing, and then you realize they're probably not going to put out music anytime soon, and it's just gonna be forgotten about. Airport fashion makes me so mad. Let's say an idol is flying from New York to Seoul. Okay, let's say that. Well, yeah, a non-stop flight is 14 hours. 14 hours. Now, imagine having to get ready in jeans or a dress or, a short skirt and sit in a cramped tin can 35,000 feet in the air for 14 hours straight. That must be incredibly uncomfortable. The only reason they do this is because they have to look good all the time, which is such bullshit. They should be able to dress however they want if they have to sit in a plane for 14 hours. Do you want to wear a miniskirt on a fucking plane? Because I don't. And if the idols didn't have good airport fashion, netizens would blast them. Korean netizens would blast them so hard and so fast. And I know a lot of idols now are kind of giving up on airport fashion. I see a lot of, I think Twice is pretty laid back with those, sweatshirts, leggings, because they should be able to do that. Because they're going to be on a tin can 35,000 feet in the air. It just annoys me. It really does. And I also do want to add at the end of this really quick, I understand that some idols might choose to dress in, uncomfortable clothing on their own accord, without, the fear of netizens or their company or whatever. And they can do whatever they want. But I'm talking specifically about, the societal pressure to do things like this.